My Hero Academia. This is My Hero Academia chapter 332, State of the Art Hypersonic Intercontinental Cruise. ...
Nice.
Before we start, I want to say this is the most American manga chapter I've ever read in my entire life.
Yeah.
This shit is American as fuck.
America.
Yeah, it was.
America. Fuck yeah. Okay, so we get a little flashback into Star and Stripe chilling with her bros. She seems frustrated that she's not able to really augment her own power to the same extent that All Might is. And her friends are reassuring her. The pilots that surround her at all times is who these dudes are who are surrounding her. And she's basically...
Bros.
Yeah, the bros. And she's basically thinking to herself is, I wasn't able to do it. And they say that... they said those who know me well would say at the end of the day, quirks reflect on what's inside. After all, maybe it's because Cassie's a girl. But the guys that around her never really said that to her because they're like, that has nothing to do with it, Star. That's just how your quirk is. And when it's not enough, you can use us to pick up the slack because that's how bros roll. This is just some positive masculinity going on here. I appreciate it. Just dudes.
Yeah, cool. Pretty nice representation.
Yeah, I like it. And at that point, we cut back to the present as the Tiamat cruise missile what was it called? The state-of-the-art hypersonic intercontinental cruise missiles known as Tiamat all are zoning in on the gigantic beam of lasers that is constantly being barraged down onto Shigaraki, or All for One in this case, I guess. And the other soldiers are like, hey, they're coming. Are you going to try to touch those hypersonic powder kegs? And she explains to them, is like, yeah, and once I do, that'll mean undoing the laser rule. And when I do, you guys take over with concentrated firepower. You know, basically picking up the slack that once her laser goes out, for the moment that she needs to establish the rule for Tiamat, they're supposed to keep Shigaraki down there with their missiles. Or with their lasers, I guess. Meanwhile, Shigaraki is down there just roasting and thinking at the same time.
Roasting and thinking.
He's down there like, wow, this United Laser Blast is only meant to stun and lock me via relentless damage. She must know that I'm fine down here.
Yo, that shit, when I read that, I actually chuckled out loud. Because I knew it. Like everyone was already implying that he wasn't dying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That this wasn't, really going to deal with him. But he just, in case anybody was wondering, he made it very clear.
He's like, well, I'm fine now. I'm chilling.
So I'm all right. I just can't really move at the moment.
I'm
but
chilling.
As soon as she's done.
Yeah. And he's like, well, is she waiting for something else? Is there a bigger attack coming? And he's just down there smiling as the missiles zoom in, and Star and Stripe starts a countdown. It goes 3, 2, 1, and she uses her giant air visage to grab a hold of the cruise missiles, and she manages to touch them with her physical body and establish a new rule. Tiamat is redirected, and at that moment, her laser is kaput. And something just immediately launches out of the water, immediately knocked back down by the lasers. And Star and Stripe does a sick fucking move, like a good twist in the air type shit. And then she says, state-of-the-art hypersonic intercontinental cruise punch. And she punches downward with like 20 missiles in her hand. A nuclear punch.
American as fuck, baby. That's what we like to see.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's what we like to see out here in Alabama.
This was a literal
rocket
Sure was. what I thought was a very nice detail was how on the next page you see Endeavor looking off into the background.
Like,
And that's
damn.
probably the PTSD from the history of his country going through nuclear
Oh my god,
assault.
dude,
I'm not gonna lie. I
Like,
thought about that too.
No,
American
you
girl?
can't.
Bro, I'm not the one that wrote that shit. Yo, you can't get mad at me. I'm just calling it as I see it.
I'll tell you what, dude. I thought the same thing at some point where I was like, "Oh, is this like in bad
He
taste?"
sent 12 of them.
Yeah,
12.
12. I mean, I think Brian's right in the regard that like this is the most American thing. Is like if we could figure out how to punch with rockets, with like 1 million missiles in our hands, like our country would do it yesterday. We would rocket punch so
We'd
many
be
things
punching people with missiles
all the
24/7.
time. Yeah. Well, there's like 4 pages of just explosion fallout. It's more like a page and a half. As she's getting blown away by the force, Star and Stripe peeps a tiny hole in the where the rockets landed, and she already knows what time it is. She saw that hole. She's like, shit. And out comes Shigaraki, looking gross as fuck. He's got eyeball exploding still. It's real gross. Josh, do you have any comments on this character design? That's really cool and dirty, though.
Yeah, my comment is Halloween was a week and some change ago. And he missed it. It was on a Sunday, too. He had an opportunity.
You know what? I think he was on break.
He loves to rush things, right?
Yeah, he didn't make it this far.
Man, couldn't make it to that though.
No.
Unfortunate. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
he looks like a zombie.
Yeah, it's not looking. He doesn't look good at
I
all.
don't know if that's what he was going for, but
I guess when you get blown up by a rocket, you're not going to look your most handsome and clean.
I don't think he got hit by the rocket. That's just how he looked after the lasers.
Yeah, true. Fair enough. We then get like a bit of an explanation as to how Shigaraki managed to dodge the rockets. He waited for like this delay in time between the rocket punch and the lasers continuously hitting him to create a giant a hole in the ground using his decay. And that thing that sprung up earlier was actually the Nomu that he rode over there on. That I guess he just like threw up there and tricked the military guys into shooting in his stead, so he could just like chill down there until the rocket punch hit its mark. So Shigaraki goes wild. He like uses burst and jumps from plane to plane. And right when he's on one, the giant air visage of Star and Stripe takes form and is about to seemingly clap onto one of the crafts. And the guy even tells her, he's like, "Yo, take me out. My craft going boom should blow him to bits. Do it now, Star." And it seems like there's a moment of hesitation before the chapter ends with Shigaraki just grabbing her face. And no audio, no sound at all, no sound effects, no dialogue. That's the end. It's not good. Usually when Shigaraki touches anything, her face is about to be destroyed. So, yeesh.
She could have a counterplay to this, right?
Right. Maybe she made a rule right before. If she knew he was going to come directly to her, she could have made like some kind of cool rule.
Maybe. I don't think he's going to immediately decay her because he still has to take her power. So I think this is more what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen next more. There's going to be a process.
She could make a rule for herself to be unbreakable or something like that, you know?
Yeah, she can. I mean, she has to have said it in the intervening time between him grabbing her face and the moment where she hesitates to destroy her man. So I don't know. What did you guys think? I thought this chapter was pretty...
RGC.
Whoa. That's one of us.
Yeah.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
There's some things about this chapter that I wish could have been a little bit
Certified
better.
RGC. Certified RGC.
What? Wait, what? Wait, what? What the fuck? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's Josh's RGC as well.
Holy shit!
Brian's excited.
I was not expecting that.
Yo,
I really wasn't expecting that. I'm sorry. But
Get your shit
all
together,
right,
Brian.
so basically, there's some things about this chapter that I wish could have gotten a little more fleshed out. Like what she was struggling with her quirk, like back in the day. Like she's like, oh, my quirk is kind of weak or something like that. It's not as strong as it seems.
I know what that was.
Why? Like,
no,
why...
it's in regards to boosting her own strength because she wanted to be
I just wonder what the drawbacks are and how that works. You know, like what are the things that make it hard for her to boost herself?
She can boost herself. It's just never to the point where All Might is. Like she can't make herself as strong specifically as All Might, and that was her issue.
Ah, okay.
So there you go, Brian. Is it a perfect
All right,
chapter?
so yeah, now it's a good chapter.
Yeah.
So the reason why I like this chapter so much is because this is what I wish Horikoshi did when she got introduced. Like giving her that character building, give her that you know, that number one feel, you know, like an actual character, not just a giant walking quirk. And it was kind of a character save because I was not feeling her before this chapter, and now I wish that she wouldn't die.
But she's not a walking corpse. Yeah, that's interesting. Josh, why'd you give this the RGC? I'm curious too.
Basically, real similar to what Brian said as far as like, and just these like 3 or 4 chapters, I've grown to like Star and Stripe. I think this moment, you know, with her not, you know, I guess killing her homies and taking I guess like choosing death over that. I was a little shocked. I thought she would just do what she had to do since the whole time she was talking shit about like being ready to die. Literally, like in every chapter, she told that to them, like, "Oh, you know, get ready to not make it back home and such and such." So for her to be a softie like that, I thought it was, I don't know, I thought it was cool, and I really hope she's not really dead after this.
Yeah,
but it is looking pretty slow.
Yeah,
Horikoshi loves to go for these fake outs. He's already done it twice this fight. So
but aside from the character, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, like aside from just like, you know, liking the character, I just think the fight, just like the previous one, it's just been really dynamic and fun to watch page to page. I remember we used to crack a lot of jokes about Bleach, about how it would just be a lot of like 2-page spreads or just like 1 page of like art and stuff. They're doing it really well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Horikoshi is doing it really well in these chapters.
Yeah,
and this is what I like to see in the action scene.
Yeah,
and it helps that it wasn't a super duper strong week manga wise anyway. I feel like from the rest of the series, although it was close.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think like this was a really cool spectacle of a couple chapters, you know, and I mean that in like the best way possible. It was just like Horikoshi's outdoing himself in art and really in a writing way, just endearing us to this character who's going to be alive for only like 6 chapters. But I mean,
hope that's not the
I hope
case.
not either. I hope she sticks around. I hope she doesn't even lose her quirk, you know, because like it's balanced enough that it can probably stay in the series and not be just this OP thing, you know. But it probably will. It more than likely.
I mean,
or at least
not in her hands.
I hope that she sticks around even like on a non-quirk basis, you know, because Ragdoll lost her quirk, but she still lives. So, you know, if she could be something of a mentor. Yeah.
I don't see a circumstance.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see a circumstance where she dies and and where she loses her quirk and survives, because she's in a really like tough spot.
Oh yeah,
she's kind of surfing on jets right now.
No, I get
look too hopeful.
I get it.
She loses her quirk.
Hey, I'm just here, an optimist, looking for hope. Maybe she loses her power, survives, and Eri gives her powers back. I don't know. Who knows what could happen?
Does that mean there would be duplicates of the same quirk if he steals a quirk and somebody gets it back?
Yeah, I mean, if she could even do that with All for One in general, like with the idea of taking someone's quirk, because she'd give back a stolen quirk. But yeah, I mean, that's all I got to say about my hero. It wasn't my RGC, but
So Shigaraki had the line of the week.
what was it?
He said for the one time in a while you took an L, and you gonna hold that one to the grave. That shit had me rolling.
Yeah, he says
Because he was like still giving her respect. He was like, I know what time you want, but you fucked up.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna make you pay for it.
Yeah,
So that was fun.
Yeah, this is a great chapter.
Sometimes I'm annoyed by his character, and other times it's pretty cool.
I mean, this is technically All for One, so it's not really Shigaraki.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
that's the loophole that they found for this lady.
Yeah, that's why I'm calling him Shigaraki, just because like to say All for One like a billion times is annoying to me. So I just call him Shigaraki, but he is supposed to be mostly All for One. But yeah, I mean, fun chapter.